Phase me out, you buswhack.
Today's classic car on Pete and his bus is this stonking 1973 Series 3 Jaguar E-Type. The Series 3 was produced between 1971 and 74 and only came in a fixed head 2+2 and of course the convertible. The engine is a 5.3-litre V12 producing 272 brake horsepower, and it did 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. That's still quite quick today. Can you imagine what it was like back then? It was more spacious than its predecessor, and the cars came with lots of extras like power steering, better brakes, and even air conditioning was available. 15,287 cars were produced, but most of them actually went to the States, and it was the people in America that wanted all these luxuries and more space in their cars. This particular car has been to the US and has come back, has been completely converted to European spec, and the best bit, it's been put back on SU carburetors, which means it really flies. A nice, very well restored example of a car like this is worth in the region of £100,000, so it's a good thing I've been very careful with it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Pete and his bus. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I've had a lot of good feedback of the last episode, and a lot of you have been commenting. And in amongst the comments, I've found a couple of people pointing small things out, which is really cool. It's good, keeps me on my toes. You know, compo ain't gonna do it. And one of the things happened to be that I put rivets on the front number plate that were silver, and they told me to color them in with my Sharpie pen. Well, I've done one better. I spoke to my friends at RTS, the amazing people at Rivnut Technology, and basically they've sent me some rivets that match the number plate, so we're going to install them straight away. Oh yeah! And the other bit of detail is the nuts that went back on the mileometer that weren't black. It's the kind of things that I'd be like, yeah, no, it should be okay. And then when all of you pointed out, I go, do you know what? It's not okay. So we're gonna sort that out too. So after cleaning my nuts really good and proper with a bit of wire wool, ouch, I'll be spraying my nuts, and maybe later on I'll probably spray them again just because I feel like it, and then I'll shove my nuts straight back onto that bus. If anybody's listening in the background and they're wondering what you're watching, they'll really be wondering now. So the next detail is something I mentioned in the previous episode when I did the grill on 2730. Now there is still something missing, which is the badge. And I did say I'm going to have a custom one made, and for that I need to borrow the one on 2355. It is quite worrying how easily that came off. Now, the reason why 2355 has an actual badge and 2730 doesn't is that's what they came with. 2355 had this badge on it, so I just left it, whereas 2730 just had the remnants of a sticker on there, which ended up being removed completely when I rubbed the panel down. So what am I going to do custom to fit both buses? What does any man do when he has a problem he can't solve? He goes and speaks to his mum. But my mum is not like most mums. Born and raised in Switzerland, she was drawing cartoons to a professional standard by the age of 13. Moved to Belgium at a young age where she went to school. She was mostly the top of her class, ultimately going to university in Brussels where she studied history of art and did Greek and Latin on the side for fun. Fully ambidextrous, and by now speaking about 4 or 5 languages fluent, she moved to Holland with my dad, had 3 children, and then played the violin professionally, the viola professionally, taught acoustic guitar, and played piano wherever she could. Ultimately, in 1993, the entire family moved to England, where she now operates as a fully fledged cartoonist stroke designer, illustrator, and artist. So the reason why this boy goes to see his mother on this occasion is not just because she'll make him a breakfast and a coffee, and or because she's amazing, multi-talented and super, it's also because he needs a new badge for his bus.
Ooh. That's gotta be it. Oh, yeah.
Just a silly badge, right? Wrong! I am so excited about these. I think they have come out really, really well. So thank you, Mum, and also thanks to Express Group, the printers that are spot on every time. Now, I've done one of these for each bus, and I'm going to stick them on now, but I've also done a run of 100 slightly bigger ones, and they are for you to buy on the website. They're not all that expensive. You will not be able to get these anywhere else, and we've done a limited run of 100, so if you want one, you better get one right now. See the link below the screen right now. Right, let's stick these on the buses. Here we go! I know this sounds crazy, but I actually just want to put a little bit of pressure on there, very little pressure. And The broom is ideal for this. For those of you that watched the last episode of Pete and his Bus, you will know that I was busy painting the relief band, the stripe that goes all the way around the bus. Lots of you commented on it saying that you love the fact I went for the original cream color. It looks the business. I'm so pleased I went for that color because it makes such a difference in the look of it that the whole bus just doesn't seem as sort of chunky, and maybe that's why they called it the relief band. Anyway, I'm really pleased with the result. It does definitely need a second coat, and for the second coat, which I'm about to do now, I'm going to thin the paint down slightly because it was quite goopy and thick and it's sort of hard to spread, and if you go too slow it goes off and you can't go back and make corrections or you get massive streaks. So a bit of thinner, and here comes the second coat.
So that's second coat on, and now you can really tell the difference between first and second, especially around the detail. So a cool thing happened this week. A while ago, I had a lot of conversations with a chap called Harry, and he had informed me that he was writing a book, and the book was called Route Masters of the Universe. Him and I chatted at length of all the things that I've done and that I am doing. Anyway, he then went off and he carried on writing his book, and I completely forgot about it. I then was wandering around in a bookshop and I saw this book, Route Masters of the Universe, and I was like, I recognize that title. Then I turned to page 96 and I realized my bus was actually in it. So I'd completely forgotten. Anyway, I've spoken to Harry, I've spoken to his publishers, and they are now happy for me to sell the book on my website. See the link. It's a really great book. It features lots of Route Masters and all the different things that people have done with them since they have been sold off from London Transport. So check it out. It's now available on the website and you can get your own copy. Now, back to 2730. The last thing I'm going to be covering with all the details that I'm doing this time around is the indicators. Now, for those of you that have been following me before and you saw the last few videos, you'll know that my good friend Richard donated the original indicators to go on my bus. So I've had to make a few changes to actually make sure they fit, and we are now going to try and fit them. As you can tell, the indicators I was given are fully functional and complete, but they are in a bit of a state. So a full cleanup and refurb will be required. And I'm going to start with some scratchy tools to get rid of some of this old red paint. I'm all done, all the bits are painted up, and they are ready to go back on the bus for the first time, really. I wonder how many years it's been since our bus had ears. Some, I'm sure. Now, I haven't got any bulbs because they're on back order from my local supplier, so I've got to wait a couple of days for them, but it doesn't matter because the mechanism and everything will go onto the bus and we can do the bulbs at the last minute. So, I need electrical connectors, I need to put all the bits together and then bolt them straight onto the bus. Here we go! You have it! The bus has ears again. Now it can listen to what Combo and I are talking about. I hope we don't offend her. That's the indicators back on. Of course, we're still missing a bulb, and I've got to double check all the wiring, but when we do all the electrics of the bus, we'll go through all that and make sure they are all working correctly. But they're on there, and it's so funny how these small details make such a huge difference on the appearance of the bus. And I'm really pleased with the ears that are back on there, looking lovely. Now, whoa.
Pete! Are you okay? What is going on? Oh, no!
Do not panic. I'm okay. But I do go through something really, really strange, and to find out what that is, you will have to tune in next time on Pete and his Bus. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I think I've made some good progress with little details this time around. Don't forget to check out the website and its shop because you can buy your copy of Root Masters of the Universe. I've really enjoyed this book. It's really, really lovely. And of course, you can also buy a 1 of 100 limited edition Pete and his Bus badge stickers. Make sure you check those out. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you next time on Pete and his Bus.
What did the fish say when he hit a wall? Damn,